Hey everybody, it's Chance here with yet another episode of Anthology of the Killer. Ideally this will be the last one since we're on the last game of the anthology, Face of the Killer. And then we'll check out the bonus room thereafter. Last time we played Heart of the Killer and the first act of Face of the Killer. We tried to figure out what our consumer interests are for the corporate. And that failed spectacularly, as it does. And then me and the BB and the gang are finally graduated. So they picked up their diplomas and are going to a house party, which is filled with the usual horrors of being a college student at a house party sometimes. So, we shall continue to see what else happens next. Oh, my new friends are so nice. I can't believe I waited so long to penetrate the mysteries of the social. Haha, where's everyone going? I have opinions about zines. Oi, those fireworks are loud. Let's put on some music. Woo! I like everybody's masks. You all look like real murderers. Fun, now charming. Commence preparation for the next step. Briefing of Nines, Announcement Hall A. There's a commencement speech too. Hey guys, we've got to go. Let's build the future with the energy of youth together. Who's giving this talk anyway? Historical tendency? Far out. Didn't they used to tour with Minor Threat? Seats. I wonder if I have time to grab more of those little sausages before this starts. Oops, too late. Hey kids. This fucker. Hiya. Boy, it's so great to see so many eager faces. What a turnout. Yes. Let's start with a quick question. Who thinks here the Empire ever ended? Woo! Say it ain't so. No way. Boy, it's always a thrill to meet the true believers. Unfortunately, empires always end. It's what they do. So perhaps we should say greater, than, instead of that of the restoration of a greater imaginary empire, has never finished. You call me Mappy. You may know me from my popular 1980s video game career. I retired early and bought a big house, but nobody wanted to visit my big house or listen to my increasingly hammy and truculent political opinions, and so I sat there with the lights off watching people drive past on the road outside my house and imagining what it would feel like to shoot them in their cars, until inevitability in this way I began to develop the grand theory of history. So I realized what we needed to go back and rejoin the sacred continuity of force severed us from the revolutionary turmoil. Back to violence sanctioned by myth, when one could be a Gilles de Rey upon a holy quest instead of just some asshole strangling kids in the parking lot behind the stop and go. Folks, I know many of you agree, which is why we've started shelling the city. But is a way back really possible? The answer is yes! We fight to restore our legitimate claimant, a bold figure ready to reclaim on the vacant throne of history. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the last descendant of the Charlemagne, the present King of France, the Dauphin. Now, under all your seats you'll find parental coronets and a loaded pistol. Pardon me, excuse me, sorry there, It's definitely getting around that stage in the party when sticking around is increasingly a poor decision. No, definitely. I've been made a lot of friends here, so it's okay. This is the new power of New BB. All I have to do is inform the others of the stylishly, dynamically high under a pile of goods somewhere. I thought I told you to stay out of my dad's room. Man, take it easy. It's a party. Did you think you caught a spy or something? Alright, confess your crimes. It's no good. She's too tough. We're gonna have to bring her to the backside for an enhanced interrogation. No, that's okay. Work. Hey, that looks like fun. I love army games. You know, my uncle was a soldier in one of those inscrutable wars of occupation. He told me what they do to the prisoners they caught. Now, how about you be the insurgent, and I'll be the defender of humanistic values? Oh boy. In a way, this isn't... Don't worry, I used to practice this on rats. Open wide. What happened? Wow, I guess we blew up a power station. Don't worry, the backup generator will come on in just a sec. Ah. Howdy, it's me, BB. Zines. I don't sound like that. I've never said howdy. Gee, there's a lot of these things this season. Let's cut up the next one in half and see if it multiplies. Yikes! Oh, how the hell do I get out of here? Did I just go around in a circle? I think I did. The old rights have been restored. Welcome back to the era of feudal mystery and caprice. Second night, we're figuring out who gets to go first. So is a Marquess higher or lower than an Earl? How can you tell if you're related to a Duke? This the door? Oh, it is. Song of the Funeral Men. The illustrious protagonists of history have been decanted from the amber tombs, preserved through the long years at the bottom of a something. Grease trap buckets of various fast food industries, and I don't know where I am. Oh, there we go. Nurtured and replenished by the vital oils that are not dead, which can eternally fry. Yeah, sure, dude. I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going. But I think that's fine. Oh, this is supposed to be a song, but I didn't sing it. It's fine. Okay, BB, do you think it's possible for us to get out of here? Because I am not too sure. I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going, to be honest with you. Oh, there we go. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Crunch. And who do we have here? Well, it's Napoleon to the Third. The bitch is back. A fine vintage. Crunch, crunch. Chomp, chomp, chew. And over here is Anastasia, the little Romanov. She already looks pretty picked clean already. No one will notice another quick bite. Ah, fresh meat. Man. Hey, it's one of my employees. You probably know not to show up for work tomorrow. Ye olden times is moving into vast tracts of public life, and I've wanted to eat you ever since I hired you. Oh, that's right, I forgot to hand my keys back after the shift. Oh, thank you, yes, that'd be a big... Ah! Oh my god. Okay. Ugh. There is no float. Baby, you have no float. Okay. Okay. How do I... Okay. There we go. There we go. Haha! Fuck. Not really a platformer, as I'm sure you can tell. There we go. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Kill yourself. You know, video games really did make us do it, but no one will ever believe you. Please stop budgeting us with that. That was a rare mint copy of Mario's Cement Factory. Ow. Gee, I guess instead of Dark Souls, we should have gotten good at murdering women. What happened to our games for a change? Man, that party sucked. Where would everyone disappear to? Let's all turn in early so we're fresh tomorrow. Psst, isn't she taller than before? I wasn't paying attention, but apparently that's the new BB. You know, that really is a great costume. I'm a really big fan of the BB movies. Do you think it's a cheat that she never seems to die? I mean, like, really die? Headless, limbless torsos washed up on the beat, so chopped apart they need a specialist to tell what species it used to be style type of thing? You know, sometimes DVDs come with feedback cards on the inside. I was thinking of making my own cut. Hello. Hi, BB. BB, we wanted you to know. Mandy and I are pro-murder now. It's the hip thing. We think it's far out. Hold on. What are you two even doing here? You were decapitated. You forget that we are medical experts. They say that at key moments of history, the dead can be seen walking the earth again, as though at such points of the world had lost track of any precise distinction between who was left alive or why. If you run into any members of the living, say hello. Tell them they don't know what they're missing. Servants' quarters. Wow. How do I leave? Oh, there we go. Gee, I hope none of these burning apartment blocks were mine. I just got my things organized. Who's this? Must be an understudy. Kid, could you press the semas? It gets pretty hot inside these symbolic god monster costumes. Hey, can I grab BB here just for a sec? Everyone's back. Oh, Act 3, stage exit. Whoa. Do I get to shoot it? No. I just get to hold it. Oh, okay. Whoops, sorry, dude. Everyone seems here pretty pro-murder, but like, at the same time, I'm just, yeah, the bird thing. I don't know. I guess they felt we needed a mascot. At some point, we tried commissioning a mechanical one, but I tell you there was this fire. Hey, why am I telling you this? Captive audience. Ha! Hey, it's Mappy. Hiya, kid. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Boss, the new act seems like a terrific success. The comment cards are in, and they read, help me, help me. Aye! Wait, what are you all even trying to accomplish? Is this a coup? Kinda thought the theater already controlled the city. Actually, we're all more like contract workers. The owners of this city have managed to insulate themselves so well against history that they no longer believe that it exists. But they still dream about it, and in the depths of their seclusion, the dream resembles a nightmare. The tangled procession of ceremonies and masks, conspiracies and motiveless coups and murderers in hidden rooms. And so that's why we stage them day after day to soothe them in their dreaming business. How do you like our new sign? History is a nightmare. And loving it. And handing out rifles to drunk college grads. It gets them involved, makes them feel like it's a part of the process. And it's not like we're completely irresponsible, see? These are prop guns. They're not even loaded. Hee hee hee. Boy, what a party. You did this, didn't you? I am tied to a chair. Yes, but it all makes sense here. You were there when the college was wiped out. And when our supply warehouses in that hick town burned down. Have you been involved for my job from the start? Do you even know that you even took over my movie franchise? That was supposed to be a HUD side hustle, and now that the BB movies, and no one remembers who directed the first one. Don't even get residuals! Neither do I! Ah, fucker. Wow, great party, huh? Did you think I got all this arts funding by being nice? I've made more theater kids than Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Hello. Oh my god, you caught me, I'm done for. Nice try. Incidentally, delivery like that's why you only got 2 lines in the civic play. Yeah, whatever. I never even wanted to be in your corny play. I had my own creeds that week, my own cultural ambitions, but no one ever bothered to ask me what they were. What were your ambitions, BB? I wanted to do a color issue! Don't you point that thing at me, young lady. What did I just say? See, that's how you do a death scene. Pity you got the prab to prop sword. Situational awareness is very important in this line of work. Well, what are you staring at? Help me, would you? My goodness, what do we have here? I'm Bosso, you idiots. Bosso! No, I don't think so. Director Bosso is right here, but you don't look anything like her. Wonder why Bosso hasn't caught up yet. I hear people moving behind the curtains. Soft grunt, scrape of props, an old creak of old rope and winches. A little late, isn't it a little late to be changing the sets? Restricted policeman area, prepare to die. Hold up, fellas, this one isn't wearing a mask. Are you undercover? Say something in cop. 10-4. Spread him. Oh my god, it's a mirage, I'm telling you, it's a... Yes, one. Checks out. Feels good to be out of those dog outfits. Gee, I thought mine suited me. Look, guys, I made a necklace out of ears. Creativity is what makes us human. Ah, muttered choreography. No place for you in the police theater. Do some aesthetics. Do aesthetics count as crimes? Hear me out. I'm workshopping some new ideas. It's really all about the theater, you know? Mission accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Is there an exit around here? I want to guard it. First, we have to report to the CO. The crucial change is yet to come. Seeing all these movie theaters makes me want to make some popcorn. Hey, good work, guys. Looks like you've managed to catch a dangerous criminal. We did? Yes, indeed. BB here has been a person of interest ever since the case of the mysterious theater a few months back. I wasn't sure if you guys remembered that. It's been a busy period, but I was sure we would have gotten around to you eventually. Boss, we found the thing. Well, there's no like the present. Let's take a walk. You might notice some new decor around here. We've been forced to put the theater under police control, following the attempted uprising of armed killers. Who gave those guys real ammo anyway? Well, we did. We have great things planned for the first season of the police theater. Now, I know what you're thinking. Young people want their serial killers to have more of an unlicensed indie feel. I used to be pretty alternative myself. Check out my K Records tattoo. You see, Basso always thought she was the only one who knew where to find the owners. But she was wrong. They told me too, whispering through the static on my Dick Tracy communicator watch. That's how I know the city tires of an old age of horror and dreams instead of about an age of flaw. Isn't that good news? Sometimes I feel so happy I can't stand myself. When I am too full of joy, I think of how little good my health did at anyone near me. Come in, boss. Police dog followed the trail here. Bark, bark, bark. What is that? Civil legitimacy. Blood her. Just a precaution. Killers go crazy for the smell of blood. Now you go first, and we'll watch and see what happens to you. Air in here has a sour aftertaste. A numb's breath. Veins beat slowly in the walls. Are these those corridors of power everyone talks about? We don't need a running commentary. Well, I'm gonna do one anyway. Lumpy, chair-like animals scuttle by, unseeing. Involuntarily, I recall dark legends of the city's past. At some point, the town fathers began interbreeding their own real estate portfolios. I push on past the dripping chambers. Man, if I live through this, I'm going to climb into a bathtub and never get back out again. At least I've decided what I'm doing with myself after college. Behold, the marble temples of the law. Now keep going toward them, or I'll shoot you in the head. Haha. You know, when I was younger, the history of the world seemed like an endless series of police actions. All those squashed peasant revolts, interminable centuries of torture, beheadings. I thought, wow, how did people back then put up with it all? Surely they must have been tougher than me. Must have had different bodies, one that couldn't feel as much pain. I sure wouldn't have been able to live like that. Not me, not for a moment. And so I joined the police force because I was so sensitive. Didn't realize I could move. So I became a cop and quickly realized there was no such thing as sensitivity, that everybody could be made to feel the same degree of pain. And history seemed to me a nightmare, worse than before, and I thought, great, amazing. I've matured now, for sure. I've really grown up. Now I've peered into the true depths of suffering that make up the world. I'm stoic. I'm stoic. Realistic. At least now I know just how bad it can get. Oops. And every time I said that, I'd find out the truth was worse. Worse and worse, an ocean of blood that went down forever. And as I looked into it, I discovered a higher dimension to police work. I found out that the capacity for happiness was finite, but the capacity for misery was infinite. And I'd been waiting for the bottomless pit of infinity was the unspeakable policeman known as God. You wanted a universe of bottomless artificial suffering so you could have stayed home and played video games. This way I also get a pension. Oh, here we are. I wonder where everybody is. I get it, they're busy people, city founders. They probably want us to let ourselves in. Please attend. Please attend. You see, they're calling us already. A grand new age of municipal corporation is about to begin. Let's all go get the keys to the city. This guy? Please attend. Did you all do your reading? The marble tombs are utterly brittle, slick, and wet to the touch. Who'd want to meet anybody who lived here? The more I see to this place, the more haphazard it seems to be put together. Stately columns piled in heaps, buildings with no doors, windows. I guess this ye olden style, but it really feels more like walking around a furniture showroom. Please sit down, make yourselves at home. You are all the young leaders of tomorrow. What the fuck is this? Just remember, no cheating is allowed. Do your best. Let's start with an easy one. Question 1. When was the horror genre invented in English? That's right. The answer is 1651, when Hobbes and his Leviathan boldly proposed a terrifying universe of undirected violence, the better to contrast with the emerging condition of directed violence known as the state. And so it was the realm of legitimate violence that produced a realm of illegitimate violence. The kingdoms of politics co-eval with the kingdom of horror. Two nations sharing a border, trading back and forth. Images, ideals. Boss, he's getting political or something. A strange kind of power-sharing agreement of which all were to attain dual citizenship, never allowed to be certain when which nation would exert the final claim. And it worked, quite tremendously. Only, doesn't it seem unfair that horror should always remain a silent partner, something glimpsed in photos, and implements the imagery of editorial cartoons, only to tastefully recede into the background once again? Don't you think it's time they had their turn? Shut up. Wait, is someone else? I thought the terrible secret buried beneath the town would be more terrible. This is the single least threatening room I've been in all day. Did I just get lost? For it hell. Maybe it's a sublet? I know from cheaply made horror stocks, tchotchkes, but most of the stuff my sister couldn't even sell. Moldering non-union bogies flap sadly from the shadows. I'm tired and covered in blood and missing my shows. I wish I even knew which layer of fake city I was on by now, but it's like this town is built on images of itself instead of bedrock. While I have to admit, the theming grows more inventive the further I get. The rubber mummy room gives me vague flashbacks to civics class. Is it someone's birthday or what? And down here is... Hey, it's here, it's here! You with the bird, hands above your head! What? It's puppets. Being dead's not so bad, BB. You'll never have a second to guess yourself. To serve as raw material for the grand structure of history. Could there be a nobler aim? For what's truly good must be eternal and vice versa. Being great, it's been great for my career. I'm thinking of becoming a Vocaloid. Boo! Police action, police action. Come back here, I have more folksy monologues. First rule of making zines is to never talk to the police. BB's no good piece of shit day. I wish I could tell if I was dead yet. It might save time. Hey! Hello. Nice to see you. Hee hee hee. Call me Baby Bird. That's right. Call me BB. Ha ha ha. Hey, I remember you. Didn't I once kill you with a shoe? Let's not dwell on the past. Ha ha ha. What's important is the world to come. Hee hee. Hear it? Gorged on corpse fat, the killer prepares to regurgitate the future with his own dread image. Distracted and slow for once, vulnerable to mortal fatalities. Interesting, right? Frailties. Why are you telling me this? What do I care? I'm the baby that always denies. Besides, we once shared a larynx once. Think of me as the still quiet voice of inner conscience. Hee hee hee. Listen, this is just for defense. Got it? Perish the thought. Boy, I feel great. This is just what I needed. The others were just holding me back. Never once appreciated my mixed CDs. I've always been the smartest one in the room. Natural authority flows from my hands like smoke. When the owners see me, they'll make me king for sure. That's the life for someone sensitive like me. Columns and things, the finer shit. I knew it. Faces from the history books, everywhere I looked up to, they're all here, living underground. They all know my work. They've been waiting for me. Here. Watch out, watch out. I'm on the trail of a vicious killer. What? You better, you too, mister. Better watch your back. They say that he hates cops to pieces. What am I doing? What am I doing? These guys have a higher kill count than the International Monetary Fund. They think I'd be able to shoot them out? The killer seems to weirdly like you, BB. Well, actually, I have no idea if it's necessarily like or not, but it's bad luck to kick things off the floor. Some of those corpses seemed familiar. What am I doing? Has there ever been a horror film where shooting the monster worked? Nah. What are you doing? Shoot him already! Don't rush me, you little shit! Burst the egg of the new! You shoot him if you're in such a hurry! You're the famous murderer! I've never killed anyone. Intentionally. That I know about. The chariot of victory goes forth, drawn by the two horses of victory. How exulting it is to fall under its wheels. Behold, the counterworld is born, opposite of all that is, the death in life. It looks pretty much the same as before, actually, just in different colors. That's a negative for you. Still glimpse of the moonlight reflecting unchanging. In mathematic terms, it's technically an inverse. And that's it? Everything you guys did, you made rid of the world, and the only thing you wanted to do was change was the color scheme? Well, sure, what else is there? Are you stupid? Listen. Look, it's good not to be too critical. You wouldn't meddle with the laws of history. Darwin and stuff. Private water park enterprise? So are we all dead? How would anyone be able to tell? I'm not sure I can get used to being a blonde. Epilogue. How are you? Dear ZZ. How are you? I am well. I hope you're having fun at the convention. What is a Toho? In my opinion, you picked a good weekend to get out of the city. The results are in. Please welcome the new city council. Strangleman, Mrs. Strangleman, Strangleman Jr., Gore Vidal, first person shooter, Lady Monstradamus, Tsar Nicholas, the exquisite corpse, Hyperchop, and feature returning Director Bosso. Bosso, you're looking well. Decide show us your skin tear secrets. A life in the arts keeps the spirit young. Things are otherwise pretty much back to usual, or possibly more so. After the first night, the new colors seemed to fade, or maybe I just got used to them. Nobody else seemed to notice that something happened. Oh, I've been trying to keep track of all the changes in my zine. Circulation continues to drop rapidly. Tammy, now a fitness center, certain types of cereal rebranded, sexy green M&M now wearing a hood and rubber boots in promotional video, animatronic skeleton Judas Priest from Turbo Lover now in the secretary for the interior. Anyway, since downtown is still partially on fire, I've had to call an arcane family favor and have been staying with an aunt and uncle YY and our cousins in the suburbs. Much conversation concerns regular turn events. The first night there, aunt and uncle said that they would have been no surprise given the way things were going these days. The second night, our cousins showed up to dinner wearing bird masks, and they had gotten to do a podcast which explained why everything that had been going on was good. The third night, I found all the knives in the house had been sharpened. Aunt YY keeps weighing me, and our uncle was reading the cookbook from Serve Man, so I've been trying to get out on walks as much as possible. The suburbs are fine, but the right angles throw me off. It's like living in a crossword puzzle and not being able to see any of the clues. Trying to detect a secret order in 200 streets named after trees. And it's so quiet and still that it's like even the houses are asleep. What do the people in the suburbs even dream about? I haven't been here long enough to say. Hopefully it's something good. Backyards are fenced away, but bits you can look at and glimpse some new places, open, uncertain, and the chance intersection of a wall, a roof, a vacant lot. As though it was still folded up inside the world, there was a different kind of negative. Anyway, I will leave you on that peppy image. Enjoy the convention and don't worry about me here. After all, the one good thing about history is that the worst of it is probably over. Sincerely, your correspondent, BB. Well, don't turn around, is all I am going to say there. Alright. And that was Face of the Killer. Now, let's go to the bonus room. Oh, here's the exit. I think I'll just close the game. Nope, not allowed through there. Hey. Hello. What's that? Am I BB? I'm taller than she was, don't you think? I hope you liked the video game. To be honest, I found them a bit repetitive. All that digging through old basements, chased around, never getting the full picture. I want to live like a rat at all times. Next time I die, I'll come back as a bird. Say, new wave and old time will be one and the same, a little later on in the game. Are you sure this is a Hank Williams song? I'm not really sure I get the plan here. Listen, do you know how many flyers for these kinds of bands I saw on my trip outside the city? Every bar in every town, a whole underworld comedy of eyeboy hats. We could go there. We could escape into the sound of country music where there are always happy endings. So hurry up and pick a real country song. Oh, I told you, I don't know any. Oh, I guess I heard one once. They're gonna find us, they're gonna find us, they're gonna find us someday. We'll steal away to the end of the street, you and me. Alright. And now let's check out the bonus room. Should I have done that before exiting? Mayhaps, but not really that big of a deal. Considering how close the bonus room is to the entrance. Bonus tunnels, enter at your own risk. Let's check it out. Bonus zone, watch out for spoilers. I think something got messed up in the formatting. Oh? Okay, I think the formatting got a little messed up because I think there's a bottom part that's cut off here. Hall of Paintings. Oh, here's all the paintings. Oh, here's all the characters, hey? Hall of Guys. Oh, Zizi's older sister, I see. Outside the major capitals, you must construct a subculture identity from whatever comes to hand. A chance encounter with Bebe Buell's version of My Little Red Book called BB to change her name and become the new wave, despite never being able to figure out exactly what it was this entailed. Zines and polka dots seem to be involved somehow. It has an exaggerated sense of XX City as a cultural backwater, despite the many areas many find gift shops and crematoriums. Many people on their first encounter read her as some sort of talking bipedal mouse, which is perhaps an unconscious exercise in clinic camouflage. BB's eldest sister. Her irregular sleep patterns seem to grant a serious insight into the nature of the free market, giving her an uncanny ability to correctly price whatever clutter the two can steal from neighboring empty apartments. As the oldest, her tastes run toward the monumental over the scrappy. Rather than the zines, she has spent the last several years tinkering over a 1,000-page novel she ominously describes as the Mason and Dixie of Toho fanfics. But is the world ready? Renowned professor of the humanist classical studies, Prof. Zhu was recruited by the Art Appreciators Club after the events of May '68 in an effort to win back radicalized youth voters by coming up with a muscular, reinvigorated interpretation of the Western canon. Gathering his postgrads at a secluded research building, the group was soon caught up in their findings that they didn't notice the disappearance of their enemies or their funding, or that the building was slowly being absorbed by a discount clothing outlet instead replaced by an apartment block. Professor Zhu's personal life is unknown. He did not leave the house enough. Mechanical drinky bird possessed by an eatable metaphor for history. The killer does not seem to think or perceive in any way we'd recognize, guided instead by a mysterious clandestine institution. Its goal remains unknown. Originally created as a mascot for the theater group and modeled after a mysterious reoccurring bird-headed entity in the worlds of Afro-Cuban. In this way, the killer can be described as a sort of vengeful symbolist, equivalent to Mr. Men, though probably not out loud. Ugh, so many characters. AKA Cool Detective, AKA Joe Detective, fragments of a policeman language discovered by Piranesi in his surveys of ancient Roman prisons speak of legendary figure who shall arise to lead the despised policemen of their proper roles atop history. Yeah, and he shall smite the criminal, though also known as bands, and venerate the owners, and also have opinions on coffee. Perhaps most well known as the cop from the Blondie song, ex-offender, Joe has remained proud since his punk rock credentials. Bears a twin-like resemblance to Beto O'Rourke. What is this? Oh, these are various sound effects. Okay. Whoa, what the? Oh, are these all the BBs? Hee hee hee. Love her. This human girl's, Tammy Kay's, last sighting was on a school trip to a distant lake. While she was shown something or murdered by the killer. The position is unclear and has been haunted by the world as an emissary from the sunken future she refers to as Economy 2. Tammy is said to spawn from an unattended bodies of still water, like undrained pools and neglected office water coolers, and so ever more than the warehouses outside the city are becoming Tammy. They say it's great. Won't you try? Monster robot driven berserk by the attempt to codify mortal law into the alien language of aesthetics. It will try to translate all light into the art objects that it finds most legible. The morality animal itself is a watchful ball-like creature protected by a golden mask as a hermit crab is by its shell. By the laws of unity of opposites, it has amassed a large pornographic fan base. Before his celebrated career as a moral artist, M.T. Lott trained as a Disneyland Imagineer. As with many artists, his late style is always a way to return to the beginning. As a young grad student studying the ballet russes, Carolina Basso had a vision of a vast theatrical work that would encompass the entirety of the Western canon, a work so ambiguous that it would require a formidable degree of institutional realpolitik to shepherd a completion, and so a long and bloody career in the arts began. Prefers to appear in the public as a PA to the renowned poet and hand puppet John Beats, The Windy Stare, etc. Basso exclusive access to the city owners was fiercely held, but there is always someone younger and hungrier coming down the stairs. Chris O'Connor's Showgirls. Here to the long dead something drinking factory, drinky bird factory. Sorry for this being cut off. It is also cut off for me. I will iterate. Let's see. This issue was lost patrimony through the young heir was able to live more than comfortably. It caused the citizen to develop an elaborate and melancholy theory of history. Although perhaps it would have been more helpful just to find out who they'd been working with. Scarred with burns, he keeps his face under a hood out of a sense of civic responsibility, that no one should ever have to look at unsettling things. Started a zine distro as a way to meet the new people. Her interest in local history did not go unnoticed, and she found at least one fervent reader. Clarice's current location, has activities and precise degree of homicidal rage are all unknown. Besides BB's advocacy has been formally expelled from the XX City Regional Zine Network for non-payment of received copies, $6.99. All of Unity's store assets. Former stars of the public access television, the show The Handy Mandy Medical Power Hour, those single episodes gained trivia night notoriety as the most swiftly cancelled episodes of live television ever broadcast after they kicked it off by bisecting a dog. Their last words on air were, "Next time we put him back together again." While hiding out in Rivertown for various medical crimes, they came across writings of a concerned citizen and were deeply moved by his anti-murder vision despite themselves having a kill count in the high 20s. Somehow it never came up, and everyone got well along together. Okay, yeah, sure. In order to sustain their endless play, agents of the immersive theater regularly conduct raids on the city's libraries and thrift stores for fresh textual material to include inside the opus. In the course of all thus cynicism, sometimes wires can be crossed. The entity known as Mappy appears, to be a result of a confusion between the Namco character and the same name and the classical demon of Mephistopheles. Surviving his past his original role in the text, Mappy continues to emerge unexpectedly in the role of Tempter to pull the play into directions of his own, harried by deadlines none of the seraphs seem to notice. Frequently accompanied by Prison Man, an image of the terrestrial power formed when a copy of Valis got scrambled with the manual to the NES game, Scramble City. All of mob characters. Lots of stuff in this game. A lot of games. A huge set of different games. BB's classmates and co-workers on the mandatory semester group project. Despite their dissimilar artistic tastes, the three seem to be drawn by an unconscious instinct into the archetypal art school triad of nerd, hunk, and juvenile delinquent. All three are fascinated by BB's sister ZZ, who they picture as a worldly, glamorous older woman prone to taking broke students out to restaurants and buying them expensive gifts. BB's role in the cultivation of these rumors is emphatically denied. Something, 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 all the way at the top there. The popularity of the Sandra Dee movie led to a national surf craze and several popular bands laced on the aesthetic, but sometimes the phenomena looks back. The origins of the early purpose of the surf cult Negative Way, also known as the Hot Dog Gang for their preferred beachfront food item, are unknown, in part because of the leading members seem to have disappeared overnight. Those that remained steered the organization to a more liberal, Habermasian direction as the New Age outfit Positive Way, based on the response of their emissary. There is more evidence that the original members were not amused. Former zine star who used her subcultural knowledge for evil, reportedly a member of their reclusive management consultancy RAGGMOPP, itself a front for an even more sinister group known as the Deep Chamber of Commerce. Marcy has long been assumed dead by her old colleagues in the zine cult culture, despite continuing to make well-compensated motivational guest lectures every year at Goldman Sachs. Spent many years in a complex psychosexual foy to do with an editor at Semotext that was at style at the time. Sister Museum for the sensational guitars of Dan and Dale, neither of whom existed. Perhaps this was what sparked his interest in negation. Disappeared on an Australian tour and reappeared some months later with his own combo, whose horror maniac aesthetic was regionally popular, before he alienated the garage rock audience by pivoting to sound collage for a series of poorly received albums on ESP disc. Has an unexplained level of chart success in the Netherlands, has never been seen in the same room as the singing visitant of the same time, still plotting his comeback tour. Okay, here are all the objects. It's just everything. Where am I? Getting stuck. There we go. Hall of Influences. Made an RPG. Okay, I don't know the first part, but it started more as a lanky and bedraggled version of BB, and had attempted a more serious tone. I wanted to release some of these under a different name to get used to the requirements of a straight narrative, but would always flounder at the point where horror was meant to start and then abandon the game. And here's some footage as far as I got with this first version. You can see that a lot of jokes were reused for later games. Another reason I never continued the minimum size RPG Maker MV standalone games is standalone games is like 300 megabytes due to each containing an entire copy of Chrome for some reason. The future sure is incredible. It's got a cool look to it. I do think I like this version, but it's a cool look. Okay. Well, I can't read that, unfortunately. I might change this to windowed mood later for myself to look at everything and read everything, but I recommend that if you want to see what's going on here, to get the game yourself. I think it's like $7 or something, if not more, a little more than that. You're welcome! And as you can see, several hours of fun and a lot of real cool stuff. So, alright, and so that was Anthology of the Killer by the Catabites. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty good. Um, and I'd recommend it. I'd recommend anyone play this game if you found it at all interesting. I know if you probably, yep, it completely messed with the formatting of the window. Alright. Okay. So yeah. Um, but I hope you guys have a great one. And I will see you guys next time for the next game, which will likely be Alan Wake American Nightmare. I say likely just in case it isn't. You never know. Well, have a good one, guys. Bye!